Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of July 2nd. Special shout out to Rep Pelly Rocks Patreon member. Huge thank you to you on the Patreon there. If you care to check it out, I'll put the link in the description below. I believe you can join as a free member, you can do whatever. I'm just trying to kind of build a community there in general, is kind of the goal. Let's go ahead and talk about the Mythic Plus affixes for the week. This week we have Tyrannical, Storming, and Raging. Again, that's Tyrannical, Storming, and Raging. Another kind of easier week here as we come to the very end here of these affixes. This is another one that's not going to be too bad for you. Of course, Storming and Raging being retired permanently. Tyrannical will still be around in the next expansion. But yeah, these are going to be going away, and this might be the last time we ever see this exact setup. I don't know exactly. I don't know how they're going to do it when the pre-patch hits, if they're going to put the new stuff in or what. But this might be the last time we ever see this combo here. If you're curious about more of the Mythic Plus changes, I did a video about the Mythic Plus changes as far as getting rid of affixes and stuff and changing the way they work in general. So other than that, let's go ahead and talk about what's going on in the game this week. This week we do have the Arena Skirmish bonus event. I can't imagine anybody really wanting to do that too much. But if you are a PvP player, there you go. That's a good way to get some honor. Maybe you're just coming back. Maybe you're coming back for the War Within and you need to get some honor. Arena Skirmish bonus event. That's a decent way to grab a little bit. We also have Pet Battle bonus event. Not one we talk about too much here on the channel. But of course, it is helpful if you do need to level up pets for any reason. Or if you're just into the pet battles. There is a community of pet battlers in World of Warcraft. And as you know, on this channel, we appreciate all World of Warcraft players, even if it's not content that we do ourselves. So we also have PvP brought up with Muga. Not a big fan of that either. Personally, that's my least favorite of the PvP brawls. I'd like to see maybe some more of these added. You know, it's the same like ones every single week. Maybe some new ones added for the War Within to try out some new things. But yeah, again, nothing too exciting for me going on here on retail as far as those weeklies go. We do have the fireworks celebration. This is mostly, just a little in-game thing you can do. It's kind of like an RP type thing. But if you're into that, fireworks celebration, that's because of the 4th of July, Independence Day in America, yada yada. If you aren't from America, it probably doesn't make too much sense to you. But if you are, then obviously you understand. Then, of course, the Midsummer Fire Festival is going to be coming to an end, so you have a few more days. Now, I speculated on it last week before it was announced. And there is some dragon riding armor you can get from the event, from the boss. And they changed the way it works. So basically, you really only need to do it one time per day to get like a chance to get this mount or whatever. And so you just queue for the Frost Lord of Hewn, do it, open up your bag, see if you got the mount armor for your dragon riding mount. And, I haven't gotten it yet, so it's probably a pretty low chance, I'd imagine. But yeah, you just do it once a day. Doing it on alts, from my understanding, no longer really helps you. So you just do it on whatever one character you want to do it on, and give it a shot to see if you get it. So that'll be coming to an end. You have 4 more days to do that. There were a couple new items added as well that you can buy with the blossoms that you get from honoring the fires everywhere. So there will be like a quest next to the fires. You honor them. There's other ways to get them too. There's daily quests and stuff like that in your main city's hub. And you can get these blossoms, and there were a couple new transmog items as well. So you have a few more days to grab that stuff if you care at all about that. We have the Darkmoon Fair coming up at the end of the week. Again, of course, Darkmoon Fair, always spoken highly of here. Do just really, really excited and hopeful to see an update to Darkmoon Fair. I think this is the perfect type of evergreen content that the game needs. So for an example, right? I talk about this all the time, but let's give an actual example and expand on it in this one in particular. So like the community feast, right? That's an event that kind of everybody likes to do. It's silly, it's not difficult, it's just whatever, right? But everyone kind of liked doing it when everyone was doing it, right? When there's 100 people there, for some reason it just makes it fun. And no one's ever going to do the feast again. No one's ever going to go back to those Tuskar and do the feast really in the future expansions. And so it's not evergreen. So it was fun for this expansion for every time we had to do it, to like whatever. And then also could drop the thing that puts the affix on your gear that lets you stay well fed and stuff, right? And so no one's ever going to really go back and do that. But what the Darkmoon Fair has a chance to do is it has a chance to take things like that, like that are maybe silly but a little bit fun, and make them evergreen and update them and add new things, remove old things if they get too old and stale. And then you add the achievements for that, you add the rewards for that. And I think it's a way to kind of take silly things like that for some reason we all like doing. Like, I don't know why everybody liked the community feast. Even at first I thought it was dumb, and then I started kind of liking it. And it's a way to take silly games and kind of like put a reward structure with it. Put them in the Darkmoon Fair. Obviously, you're not going to make a feast probably at the Darkmoon Fair because that doesn't fit thematically. But just silly thing like whacking the gnolls on the heads, right? Like that's one that's silly, but it's kind of fun. Maybe you could even incorporate it in a group event or facing off against somebody or something. I have no idea what the correct answer is, but I would love to see it updated and just have it be evergreen. And I know that they're working on some sort of updates for it because there's been like new assets and stuff, and so we've talked about that a lot on the channel. But yeah, just really excited as we get closer to expansion, because that means that maybe in 11.1, 11.2, whenever it might be, maybe there'll be some updates to the Darkmoon Fair. Other than that, there's not a ton going on this week. We had big Mythic Plus changes that kind of alluded to those, talking about the Mythic Plus with the affixes being thrown out. I have a video on that if you want to just learn more about the Mythic Plus changes coming in the War Within. Other than that, there wasn't any huge news that came out. That is very big news. That's huge news. But there wasn't really much else that came out. We did have a new build, but the new build wasn't like, mind-blowing or anything like that. And so, yeah, I'll just be looking out for more news, playing more on the beta. Did a bunch of raid testing, did a bunch of Mythic Plus testing. I'm almost tested out at this point. So what I am looking forward to doing, though, is as we get closer and closer, and probably as we get, I don't know, a week or two before launch, really starting to trying to figure out, okay, these are the best talents. This is the talent grouping you want to have. This is a rough rotation. I'll never be able to figure out a rotation without simulating it, basically. But this is like probably what I think the rotation is going to be. Trying to specify things a little bit more as we get closer and closer, and the builds get closer and closer to final. Hopefully, I'm able to do that. So that is something I am looking forward to do. That will be, that's still a ways out from where we are now. But yeah, just tracking everything, keeping up on everything, and just enjoying it. A lot of different versions of WoW to play right now. Right now, I do my dailies on Mop Remix. I almost have every mount now. I do dailies on Mop Remix. That's it. It only takes me 10-15 minutes to do those. I do dailies, and then I might do like a Mythic Plus here on retail or two to get some aspect crests to finish out my gear for my gear track. And then on beta, I'll either do some Mythic Plus. If there's raid testing, I'll do raid testing. Sometimes I randomly go explore stuff in beta because I have an idea of, ooh, did they add something here? Did they do something here? Could there be a secret here? I love exploration. So just kind of jumping between 3 versions of WoW right now and having fun doing it, actually. So that's actually pretty cool. So that'll be it for this one. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel because it helps me out so much. If you're already a subscriber, like I said at the beginning, I encourage you to check out the Patreon. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.